During the summer and fall of 2013, the University of Washington Human Subjects Division is implementing several changes and clarifications to our policies and procedures. These changes will address issues that were revealed during audits by 2 federal agencies and will lead to greater consistency between IRB reviews. A number of the changes will directly affect researchers. The office is implementing new Standard Operating Procedures, or SOPs, and related tools to document our policies and procedures. Researchers may use these SOPs as resources to aid in the preparation of IRB application materials and to improve understanding of HSD policies and procedures. The first new SOP is titled Human Subjects Research. This SOP addresses which activities need to be reviewed by the IRB. The federal regulations for the protection of human subjects only apply to activities that are considered to be research with human subjects. Research with human subjects either needs to undergo IRB review or to receive an exempt determination. This SOP is designed to help staff, IRB members, and researchers understand how to decide whether an activity is human subjects research. Researchers may make their own determination. However, a formal determination can only be made by HSD staff. To go with the new SOP, HSD has a new worksheet to aid researchers and HSD staff in the determination of whether an activity is human subjects research. This worksheet provides a step-by-step look at the details of what makes an activity research with human subjects. Another new SOP is called exempt determination. An activity that is research with human subjects is exempt from the federal regulations on the protection of human subjects if the research fits into one or more of 6 methodological categories defined by the regulations, and if the research presents no more than minimal risk to subjects. The 6 exempt categories are detailed in the SOP on exempt determination. In the past, the involvement of prisoners, third-party subjects, or deception has automatically disqualified a research project from exempt status. We have revised our policy so that research involving these 3 factors can now qualify for exempt status, with some conditions which are described in the new SOP. HSD also has a new SOP for expedited review. Expedited review is also called minimal risk review at the UW. It is the process by which certain types of research can be reviewed and approved without convening a meeting of the full IRB committee. Expedited review is most often done by one HSD staff person who is also an IRB member. Research that can be reviewed by this process can be 1. Studies that are minimal risk that fit into 1 or more of 7 methodological categories, 2. Renewals of full board studies that fit certain criteria, and 3. Modifications to full board studies that make minor changes. The next SOP addresses situations where a UW research project involves collaboration with non-UW institutions, locations, or individuals. Figuring out how IRB review works in these situations can seem complicated. In the past, our office's default position was that the project had to have IRB review from UW and the other institution, called dual review, or that the institution could rely on IRB review from the UW. With our new SOP titled Research Collaborations or Multiple Performance Sites, our policy is changed to allow for more flexibility during these situations so that there will be less need for dual review. Now, HSD will allow the use of cooperative agreements, central IRBs, and study-specific agreements with other IRBs to reduce dual review. We are now more willing to rely on the review of another institution's IRB under certain circumstances. Finally, if dual review is needed, the SOP describes a new process of collaborative reconciliation that will reduce the amount of back-and-forth communication between IRBs. Last amongst the changes that will be highlighted here is HSD's new SOP on funding review. This SOP describes when and how the IRB should review a grant or other source of funding. It is no longer necessary for every discrepancy between a grant application and an IRB application to be identified and resolved by the IRB. Review will instead focus only on the specific sections that are relevant to IRB review and approval. It is no longer necessary either to provide an entire copy of a center, program, or training grant application with an IRB application. Only specific sections of these grants should be submitted. These policies should reduce the amount of communication needed around funding review. This video has summarized the main changes that will affect researchers in the first group of new SOPs and tools being implemented by HSD this fall. This information is summarized in written form at the provided link, along with links to all of the SOPs discussed in this video. More changes will be coming to HSD soon, so please check back for more training videos. If you have any specific questions about the new policies, please email hsdinfo@uw.edu or contact your HSD administrator or review coordinator. Thank you.